All right, family. Genesis 11. Here we are again. I want to thank you guys for joining in again for another great lesson from the word of our Father in heaven. Genesis 11. When we talking about this Tower of Babel, we're going to get also into more of Shem's lineage and whatnot, more into the symbolism of the names and stuff, because it's their names, family. Just as we talked about last week, their names mean something for us today. It's a blueprint for how we're supposed to live our lives today as Israelites in 2024 and beyond. This is how it's supposed to be, family. And the Most High is going to show us today how he wants us to be, how he expects us to be. So without further ado, my brother, would you start us off reading Genesis 11 and verse number 1?
And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
So the whole earth was of one language and one speech. Isn't this just so precious? We've got this gooey fairy tale picture these heathens laughably peddle, like some sick utopian bromance. All of humanity sitting around a campfire, speaking the same language, holding hands, singing, "We are the world." Wake the hell up, people. I'm going to show you what it means. One language. Let's be real here. It's not some literal happy Babel fest, family. That's Eurocentric malarkey, as Joe Biden would say. It represents unity in what? Disobedience against the Most High. These people were unified in their rebellion, in their audacity to stand against divine command. Let's read it in the book, shall we? Let's see what Paul got to say about this. Romans 1:21 and 22. Now, this was specifically for the northern kingdom, but of course, this can spread out to all these heathens, and especially at this time we're talking about today and back then. Romans 1:21 and 22, brother, whenever you are ready.
I'm ready. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
Fools! Fools! Let's talk about the same fools who thought their united front in wickedness made them untouchable. Just like today, people wrapped up in their insane delusions of grandeur, thinking they can outsmart or sidestep the divine plan. So one language. Look around modern day Babylon today, family. Everyone parroting the same toxic BS, chasing money, fame, sex without consequence. And don't forget the mainstream BS of acceptance and tolerance for any rebellion under the guise of quote unquote progress. Colossians 2 and 8, brother. What does Paul got to say about this nonsense here? What does he warn us against? Colossians 2 and verse number 8.
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Paul is saying, don't let anyone fool you by using senseless arguments. These arguments may sound wise, evolution, Big Bang Theory, but they are only human teachings. They come from the powers of this world and not from Christ. They got us brainwashed, family, today. Everyone's spreading the same empty rhetoric, all part of the same degenerate chorus, oblivious to their imminent spiritual doom. Number 2, you got corporate babble. You got your corporate overlords, peddle unity for quote unquote team spirit. But we all know they're orchestrating a different kind of babble, inciting our people to sell out for their worthless paper notes and deceptive promotions. The whole corporate narrative, shrouded in deceit, echoes this ancient abyss of rebellion. What does Yahushua got to say about this? Matthew 16:26. Matthew 16:26. What does the Most High say about these kind of people?
For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
The whole world. I got billions. I got 15 cars. I got 18 houses all over the world. Blah, blah, blah. And you lose your own soul in the process. It's the same crap repackaged with fancy perks to keep you groveling at the feet of modern Babylonian employers. Number 3, you got the media manipulation. That's right, these deceitful media moguls keep regurgitating all that unifying garbage, supposedly breaking down barriers, while simultaneously erecting spiritual and moral prisons. Their one speech is discord, disguised as unity, spoon-feeding you lies, making you think you're woke, but you aren't. What does Isaiah say about this? Isaiah 5:20. What does Isaiah say about these people who think this way, who peddle this nonsense?
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Destruction, y'all. Destruction for these people. Don't be like these people. Don't listen to them. They have brainwashed our people with their cleverly twisted truths, making us pawns in their deceitful game. So this first verse isn't the uplifting kumbaya moment these jokers want you to believe. No, sir. It's a witness to unity in rebellion, a one language of collective disobedience against the Most High. It should serve as a scathing condemnation of what? The synchronized stupidity that attempts to challenge divine order. So to the Israelites out there who are doing this, wake up. Trash these idiotic, syrupy church tales they tell you in the Sunday church. Understand that unity without divine compliance, that means listening to the Most High's words, is a direct ticket to what? Spiritual downfall. We are not here to blend into Babylon's BS. We're here to stand up, speak the true one language of our heritage, laws, and divine commandments. And what? Reject. I repeat, reject the unified fronts of rebellion that lead our people into snares. What does Paul got to say to finish up this verse? Ephesians 5:11. Again, that is Ephesians 5:11. What does he say we got to do?
And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Paul is saying, don't take part in doing these worthless things that are done in the dark. Instead, show how wrong they are. And how do you show how wrong they are, family? Following the Most High Yah. Being a light in this wicked, dark world. That is how you show these people how wrong their one speech is. We have to reject their fake unity. We have to seek the potent, true unity grounded in what? Righteousness that stands above all lies and deceit. We have to carry out our true, divinely ordained speech and heritage forward. We have to embrace our calling. And for the love of the Most High, do not let the one language of modern Babylon, godless unity, derail you from your divine path. It's time for us to rise, resist, and reclaim our divine identity in what? Righteousness. This is what the Most High wants for us. We cannot be a part of this wicked world. No matter how enticing it sounds, no matter how good and appetizing it looks, we got to say no. So let us move forward in Genesis 11 to see some more truths that the Most High wants us to learn. Brother, read 2 through 4 for me. Genesis 11. Keep it rolling.
And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said to one another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had a brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Let's focus on verse 2. Journeyed from the east here. Let's focus on that real quick. So this group, they took off from the east, which in biblical terms often what? Symbolizes moving away from divine presence. Because doesn't the sun rise in the east, sets in the west? So they're moving away from the Most High. Just like how we drift further from the Most High with every piece of secular garbage we consume in this wicked society today. So they journey from the east to a place in the land of Shinar. Shinar, people, that's Babylon, the ancient poster child for rebellion against the Most High. This isn't some nostalgic field trip, family. This is the establishment of a den of wickedness. How do we know here? Well, let's see the future of this Babylon here. Isaiah 13 and 19. Again, that's Isaiah 13 and 19 to show you what becomes of this Shinar.
And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Isaiah is saying the city of Babylon is glorious, powerful, the pride of the nation. But it will be like the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah after I, the Lord, destroys them. Do y'all see that? Do you really want to be hand in hand with this Babylon today, which is worldwide now? Not even just over there now. It's worldwide. It's a worldwide system. Do you want to be hand-holding with this? The Most High gonna destroy this place, family. We already see the rumblings of it. Do you really want to be attached to this? We cozying up, our people. We cozying up in the plane of materialism, greed, and moral decay today. Constructing our own little pockets of Babylon right in the suburbs and the cities. Oh, how quaint. The Most High sees this. You don't think he gonna get you for that? The Most High has patience. He giving you time to get right. But at some point, the grace clock is going to count down to 0, and the punishment and judgment will be upon you. Don't think you're going to escape unscathed, Israelites. We are under the microscope right now. The Most High is watching your every step, seeing what path you taking. You cannot outsmart, you cannot outfool the Most High. He sees everything you do. So it is in your best interest to do what he says. Verse 3. Let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. Really? Brick over stone. Substituting the divine for what's man-made and inferior. Much like how we swap out divine truth for secular nonsense today. Please. People, consider the symbol here. Constructing with bricks is embracing what? Weakness. That's what these man-made traditions are. That's what these man-made inventions, all this crap is what it is. It's man-made. It's going to fail. It's weak. Let's go to Matthew. Back to Matthew again. We're going to go to chapter 7. We're going to read 24 through 27. Again, that's Matthew 7, 24 through 27. This is how the Most High wants us to, what he wants us to do. Whenever you're ready, brother.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
So the wise man builds his house on the rock, not on shifting sands, and sure as hell, not on burned bricks. So they had slime, had they, for mortar. Slime? Slime. Y'all hear this? That's the sound of the pathetic half-ass glue holding your what? Delusions together and falling apart, just like their tower project did. Pitiful. Is this what you want to be, Israel? This is what happens when you don't follow the Most High Yah. All the things that you want to do, it's barely holding together. Just like that man who built his house on sand. It's all going to come tumbling down sooner or later. So verse 4 here. Let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. Reach unto heaven, they say. Seriously. Here's the Most High smirking down at your insignificant tower constructed by fools who've placed their faith in bricks and slime. The audacity the Most High is thinking in. The audacity. Let's see what Isaiah got to say more about this. Same exact thing, same exact theme here. Isaiah 14. 13 through 15. Same theme here. Isaiah 14, 13 through 15.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit up also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that right there? This is what happens when you try to do things without the Most High Yah. When you try to exalt yourself against his word. So let's look at it today. Let's see what kind of towers are there today. Skyscrapers of vanity, as I would call them. Look at the modern world today. With its gleaming towers reaching skyward, full of self-glorification, just like Babylon. Think Wall Street, Dubai, giant erections, compensating for spiritual impotence. Spoiler alert, the Most High ain't impressed. You got the corporate towers. Yeah, these corporations building their towers of influence. Amazon, Google, shoveling manure to reach heaven while crushing souls beneath them. Your brick is your labor. Your slime is their lies about upward mobility. You can't go nowhere without the Most High Yah. You think you're rising, but you're falling. You can't even see it. Ecclesiastes 1 and 14. Let's see what Solomon had to say about this. This sort of thinking here. Ecclesiastes 1 and 14.
I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Make no sense. Useless, senseless, no purpose. Social media fame. Well, we see a whole lot of this, don't we? Let's not forget these Instagram influencers and YouTube quote-unquote stars building flimsy towers of fame to make a name for themselves, lest they fade into obscurity. Your follows and likes, nothing but bricks and slime in this modern Babylon. Proverbs 15 and 27. Solomon again. What does he got to say about this? This thinking here. Proverbs 15, 27.
He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live.
Being greedy causes trouble for your family, but you protect yourself by refusing bribes. How many of these corrupt judges and all of these other people taking bribes? Greedy. They're all greedy, family. Wrapping these verses up. These 3 verses isn't about some quaint tale of unity and ambition. It's a scathing critique of humanity's desperate, laughable attempts to substitute divine providence with self-idiocy. Journeying from the east to Shinar, trading divine stone for inferior bricks and binding them with slime. That's a metaphor to how far you've fallen, Israel, and how far this decaying world has gone down the shitter along with you. Everybody following our lead, family. The further we descend into chaos, the further the world descends into chaos. We are the salt of the earth. Everybody's looking towards us for guidance. They see us acting a fool, guess what? They're going to act a fool. Monkey see, monkey do. So what do we need to do? We need to recognize and reject these shallow, materialistic towers. Instead, striving for what? The true, solid foundation of the Most High's commandments. We got to march back to the east, embrace the divine stone, build our house on the laws and righteousness, and forget these temporal towers of rebellion. So what does the Most High have to say in Psalm 127:1? Again, that's Psalm 127:1. One final warning. Psalm 127:1. Whenever you're ready, brother. I think you're muted.
Yeah, I was muted. My bad. A song of degrees for Solomon. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain.
Vain. It's vain, family. Without the help of the Most High, it is useless to build a home or to guard a city. This is why all these places around here, they keep getting conquered by all these other nations and whatever. They don't got the Most High. This is why you keep failing in life. This is why when you try to do something, you fail over and over again. Why? Because you don't got the Most High. You can have the best business plans the world has ever seen, but without the Most High on your side, it's going to fail. This is the lesson he's trying to teach you right now. Without his guidance, you are lost. You are a GPS without a signal, aimlessly flailing about in this sick world. So come back to the Most High. Only rely on him. He gonna get you to where you need to be. So let's keep it moving. 5 through 7. 5 through 7. Genesis 11. Let's get it.
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Let us go down, and there's confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
So focusing on verse 5 here, the Lord came down to see the city and the tower here. Y'all truly think the Most High needs a telescope to see your pathetic sandbox constructions? This came down metaphorical, denoting what? his righteous judgment as he considers your idiotic and sinful endeavors worthy of smiting. Let's go to Isaiah 40 and 22 to see the supremeness and majesty of our Father. Isaiah 40 and 22.
It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in.
The Most High is the one who rules the whole earth, and we that live here are merely insects. That's what the Most High is saying. Insects, small little bitty things compared to him. So to these modern here. So these modern people here, they think launching a space station, AI advancements, or posts about their latest avocado toast is some grand achievement. The Most High views them as anthills ready to be stepped on. That's how prideful these people are. They have no idea. The Most High can step on them at any point, destroy everything. Continuing in the same verse, which the children of men builded, a bunch of rebellious brats throwing together half-assed sandcastles. These children of men are laughable in their defiant efforts to build without divine sanction. The Most High ain't give them no order to do none of this. 6th verse, the people is one, and they all have one language, the Most High says. Unity. These fools are bound by a singular language, are compared to today's sycophants. Today, unified by what? Social media, speaking the same idiotic jargon, following trends like brain-dead sheep. This is what the Most High sees, all this stuff that we do today. Brain-dead sheep, NPCs, zombies, walking around with their heads in their phones. All y'all got to do is look. Go out into society. Go out in the streets or whatever, and just look at the people. Heads in the phones, not looking where they're going, running into stop signs and almost getting hit by cars because they're not paying attention. This is what the reality of the world is today. And this is what the Most High sees all of this stuff as. Jeremiah 7 and verse 8. Jeremiah 7 and verse 8 here.
Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit.
So these unity of dumb hashtags and viral challenges that we do today. Congrats, you've got the power of collective stupidity. That's what it is, this whole unity. Stupidity in the eyes of the Most High Yah. Stupid. This is the true harsh reality of what we are living in today. And if you participate in this nonsense, then the Most High finishes that 6th verse. Now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Here, the Most High exposes your delusional hubris, that pride. These morons back then think they can achieve anything, even today. The same BS, arrogance, fueling today's tech giants aiming for godlike status. Newsflash, you're mere mortals. What does the Most High say about this pride? Proverbs 16 and 18. Most of y'all already know about this verse, but this fits perfectly right here. Proverbs 16 and 18. What's it say, brother?
Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
That's what happens. Look at all these corporations that come and go. All these billionaires that come and go. Pride. Thought they can achieve the whole world. Where they at now? Gone. Out of view. In the dustbins of history. So who do we got like that today? You got Facebook. You got Google. You got Apple, Amazon, believing their collective might is unstoppable. Building these metaphorical towers to reach heaven through data mining and control. But the Most High's got an eye on their shenanigans. So don't think you're safe, heathen. Build as much corporations as you want to. You can amass billions of dollars, but guess what? The Most High is waiting to destroy you. And he will. Just wait, y'all. You got the UN and these other so-called peace organizations, all one language and mission, yet still crawling towards inevitable what? Destruction. This false unity resembles Babel's arrogance. You're not bringing heaven, you're courting divine stumping, because the Most High about to destroy this whole place real soon. It's crumbling right now, family. Microscopic cracks in the foundation. It's all about to fall down. So do not be attached or you're going to fall down with it. Psalms 2 and 4. What does the Most High got to say about all this stuff that these heathen do down here? What does the Most High do? What's his reaction to all of this? Psalms 2 and 4.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision.
He laughing at all y'all. Thinking that you can do whatever you want to do without consequence. He laughing at you. You got the Tower of TikTok, Snapchat, and these Insta influencers out here today, governing their followers under a single brain numbing vernacular, thinking they're achieving greatness with 10-second dance challenges. Really? They think they are gods because they got millions of followers. Look at the way they act. They think they are the bee's knees. Hope y'all get that reference. I know that was an old one. Isaiah 29 and 14. Watch what the Most High says here. What is he going to do? Isaiah 29 and 14. Watch this.
Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
Most High saying, I'm going to destroy the wisdom of all those who claim to know and understand. All these self-important windbags, these scientists who think they know it all. The world began 6 billion years ago. Trillions of planets out there. We've seen them outside of our solar system and other solar systems. Our telescopes are that long, are that strong. We can see and peer light years away. And the people eat it up. Eat it up. I can barely get signal at my job, but yet these people got telescopes that can see light years away. Are you kidding me? And these heathen, they eat it up wearing NASA t-shirts. NASA means in Hebrew to deceive, but these idiots do not understand it. Eat it up. Think we landed on the moon? The sun is 93 million miles away. Just making up numbers as they go, and the people eat it up. I did. We all did growing up. But the Most High gonna destroy all that wisdom, family. Don't worry. Don't worry. Be happy. 7th verse of Genesis. Most High said, let us go down there and confound their language. Here we go, right here. The divine intervention to what? Scatter this unholy unity of foolishness. Busting up. They fake behind harmony because nothing good was going to come from it but hell and mayhem. What does David say here in this psalm? Psalm 55 and 9. Matches up perfectly to what the Most High just did right here. Psalm 55 and verse number 9.
Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city.
David's asking, confuse my enemies, Lord. upset their plans. Cruelty and violence are all I see in the city. That's what the Most High just did there. He confused them. He upset their plans. Look at all these people out here today. Those banks, they thought they were going in. They finna make millions and millions and billions. The Most High put Bitcoin out there. Uh-oh. Now people got another way of making money. They don't got to depend on these banks no more. Now they got Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, all these things. You see how the Most High upset the plans of the banks? All these people. All these self-important celebrities, all of them, the musicians, all of that, the arts, movies, all of this stuff finna be destroyed now. Why? Because of AI. AI finna replace all of it. See how the Most High upsets the plans of these people? This is how he does it. Inserts that confusion. Poof, poof, boom. Scatter like roaches. So you got the social media meltdowns, political division. Democrats, Republicans, anyone? Economic collapses, confusion and disarray as the Most High intervenes in this modern Tower of Babel. So here's the deal, Israel. These 3 verses isn't some child's tale about big dreams and ambition. It's a divine slapdown of humanity's arrogant attempts to rival the Most High. The Most High saw that unified, misguided effort and basically said, ha ha, not on my watch. Scattering their language as a cosmic FU to their attempts at glory. Consider this as a parable for today's society, where unity under secular pride-filled banners brings nothing but what? Chaos and division. The Most High will break down every tower of vanity you build in your misguided attempts to replace him, heathen. Yes, sir, we looking at you. He looking right at you, laughing. Proverbs 19 and 21 to finish up these verses. This breakdown of these verses. Proverbs 19 and 21.
There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand.
Ooh, where your free will at right there? Solomon is saying we may make a lot of plans, but the Lord will do what he has decided. Ooh, where your free will at right there? Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna make $1 billion by the end of 5 years. Yeah. The Lord will do what he has decided, heathen. And all you other Israelites who think you can do whatever you want to do without him. Oh yeah, man, I got this new job. Oh yeah, I got this new company right now. I got this new business. I'm gonna be making about $250,000 a year, man. All I gotta do is this, and this. Most High said, ha ha, no. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I don't want you doing that. We got to remember our place in this thing, family. We are but clay, and he is the potter. He molds. You don't mold yourself. You are not your own potter. He is. Humble yourself and accept and align your life with his divine will. Just accept it. Stop trying to fight against his plans. You're going to lose. This is what he's trying to get you to understand here, Israel. Stop fighting. Stop flailing about in the water. Let the Most High save you from drowning. You can't do it by yourself. 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 Stop trying. It's futile. Look at all the people. Look what the Most High doing to these celebrities who thought they could do it by themselves. Look at Diddy. He running. He on the run. He don't know where to go. Most stuff continues to come out about this man. He don't know what to do. This is an example of what happens when you try to do stuff without the Most High Yah. The Most High Yah will expose you. Trust me, you don't want that exposure. You don't want it. You can't handle it. You don't want that microscope on you, family. So just humble yourself. Follow his plan that he has set for you and be content with it. You may not be a millionaire, but guess what? You're going to be happy. You may not have the big house, the big cars, and all that stuff, but guess what? You're going to be happy. Stop trying to live like the Joneses. The Joneses are headed for destruction. Do you want to be with them? You want to be on that same path, that broad way to destruction, or you want to be on the narrow path that leads to the kingdom? We're going to get all of this, family. In due time, we're going to get the whole world. The whole world going to be ours. You just got to wait. Bide your time. Chill. Relax. Take it easy. Let the Most High work. So let's keep it moving. 8 and 9, Genesis 11.
So the Lord scattered them abroad thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
So 8. You see, our people, they got too big for their britches back then. Thinking they could reach the heavens with their own strength. Sound familiar? It's like y'all today with your self-made millionaire BS. And I don't need God attitudes. Oh, we got a lot of that in the community. Trust me, we got a lot of that. I don't need the Most High. How's that working out for you? How's it working out for you? Tossing and turning, tossing and turning, tossing and turning. You can fool everybody else, but guess what? You can't fool the Most High. Behind that laugh is sadness. That's just the truth. Behind that laugh is sadness, family. When you see a person laughing too much, behind that laugh is sadness. They trying to mask it up. I already told you, pride goes before destruction. The Most High looked at our ancestors' arrogance and said, oh, hell no. Scattered us like toddlers scattering Legos across the living room floor. And just like that, grand plans come crashing down harder than your mama's hopes for you to amount to something. Sorry, mama. Verse 9. Here's where it gets juicy. Babel ain't just some fancy name for an ancient construction site. No, sir. It means confusion, which is exactly what the Most High dropped on our thick skulls back then. You think you're confused now, trying to figure out all of these things that's happening today? You think you're confused now? That ain't nothing compared to what the Most High did back then. But guess what here? 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. Watch this. What Paul said here. 1 Corinthians 14 and 33.
For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
But there's the kicker. When we're in rebellion, he'll use confusion to humble us quicker. Then you can say, what you talking about, Willis? Humble you. Haven't we been humbled? I have. I know y'all been humbled. Trust me, I was a prideful person before the truth. Prideful. The Most High threw me down to the ground. He didn't just let me down slow. He threw me to the ground. Had me crying, uncle. That's what he will do to you. That tower, family, symbolizes and represents our people's attempts to elevate themselves without the Most High. Like every get-rich-quick scheme and secret to success, BS, y'all fall for today. Trust me, I fell a little bit for those get-rich-quick schemes. A little bit, couple of them back then. Tried to do some shortcuts. Didn't work out well for me. In the scattering, that's a preview of the diaspora, family. The Most High was showing us what happens when we try to build our own empires instead of following his blueprint. Instead of following his plan, scattered you. Deuteronomy 28:64. We all know about this one. This was a preview of this. Again, Deuteronomy 28:64.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
You see any parallels to that today, family? We're scattered across the globe, worshiping everything from the almighty dollar to silicone stuffed Instagram models. I see you out there, Israelite men. We're more confused than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles. So what's the lesson here, family? Stop. I repeat, stop trying to build your own towers of success and fame. Stop confusing yourselves with the babble of false doctrines and worldly wisdoms. Why? Jeremiah 29:11. This is what the Most High got for you. If you just stop doing that. Jeremiah 29:11. What does it say, brother?
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expectant end.
Most High saying, I will bless you with a future filled with hope, a future of success, not of suffering. But you got to stop trying to do it on your own. Let the Most High do it for you. This is what he's trying to get us to understand. The Most High's got plans for us, family. But we got to stop the foolishness and get back to his ways. His ways. Can't do it on your own, family. He has to be your tower of defense. He's got to be your pillar that you can lean on. He has to be that in order for you to succeed. That's the only way you're going to succeed in this world, family, righteously, by having the Most High behind your back. He's the wind beneath your wings. For you to soar over all the lies, over all the false doctrine, over all the BS that's happening on this earth. He has to be the one to do it for you. That requires patience, family. Patience. So while you wait for that, you are in this word, waking up your brothers and sisters. You are preparing whatever it is you need to do until the Most High acts on your behalf. Not being stagnant, not being complacent, doing the work that is required of us as servants of the Most High Yah. So let's keep it moving. Verses 10 and 11, Genesis 11.
These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters.
There's a royal bloodline, family, entering the scene right here. This ain't your grandma's family tree. This is the royal bloodline right here, family, of our people. Shem, that righteous son of Noah, dropping more knowledge here than you'll find in all your fancy woke Twitter threads combined. Oh, yes. He's 100 years old and still pumping out kids. Meanwhile, y'all can barely get off the couch without pulling a muscle. That's me. I'm getting old. Psalm 92 and 14. Again, Psalm 92 and 14. Watch this.
They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing.
You see that, family? The Most High's people stay fertile and productive, even when they're old enough to qualify for the senior discount at IHOP. Love me some IHOP, though. So stop making excuses. Start multiplying. That's what the Most High telling you. And don't even get me started on this 2 years after the flood. While the rest of the world was still drying off and complaining about water damage, our man Shem was already repopulating the earth. That's the kind of recovery time we need today. Y'all get one setback and act like it's the end of the world. Oh, I used to be one for that. Newsflash. The world already ended once and we bounce back. You see the example that Shem is giving us? Don't allow no troubles that we have to set us back. No, we keep moving. We get up, dry ourselves out, we keep it moving. No time to cry. No time to whine and complain to the Most High. Keep it moving. Verse 11 here. Now Shem got Arphaxad, 500 years. That's what he lived. 500 extra years after he begat Arphaxad. 500. 100. You got to say 100. Can't say 100. 100. Shem's out here living longer than your attention span on a good day. And he's still having kids. So let's talk about the symbolism here right quick. Shem's name means name or renown, as we knew from last week. It's a prophecy, though, family. Our people, the true Israelites, are destined for what? Greatness and recognition. How so? Deuteronomy 26:19. Most High tell you. Deuteronomy 26:19. What does the Most High say?
And to make thee high above all nations, which he hath made, in praise and in name and in honor, and they that thou mayest be a holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he hath spoken.
Most High gonna give you a name. Name, Shem, name, renown, praise, and honor. But look at us today. We're more concerned with our Instagram handles than our true names and heritage. We're out here chasing clout while forgetting the eternal renown the Most High has in store for us. Right here, right now. In Arphaxad, his name means he cursed the breast bottle. I know, long, but let me tell you why it means that. It's about weaning off the elementary things and growing into spiritual maturity. Let's read about it. Hebrews 5. Three and 4. 13 and 14. 13 and 14. Hebrews 5. 13 and 14. This is what his name meant right here, family.
For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age, even those who, by reason of use, have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
Most High saying you got to grow, mature in this word. You can't just keep on being on the milk. But look at our people today, still sucking on the teat of worldly wisdom and choking on the milk of false doctrine. Most High saying it's time for us to grow up and digest some real spiritual meat. The 500 years Shem lived after begetting Arphaxad, that's symbolic of endurance and long-term vision. While y'all out here living for the weekend, our ancestors were planning for generations. Isaiah 51:2 will show you this. Isaiah 51 and verse 2.
Look unto Abraham your father, and unto Sarah that bare you, for I called him alone, and blessed him, and increased him.
We need to start thinking in terms of centuries, not seconds. Our legacy should outlast TikTok trends and mumble rap careers, family. This is what the Most High trying to tell us. We got to have long-term. Stop thinking in the short term. We got to have long-term planning. That's one thing our people don't know how to do. We love to live for the moment, but we don't got no planning skills for anything beyond our next meal. The Most High saying it's time to plan out for the future. No more. No more of this instant gratification nonsense. It's time to plan for the future. And with the Most High behind you, guess what? Those plans will come to fruition. That's what he's saying. Plain and simple. So we keep it moving on the next down this line here, 12 and 13.
And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begat Selah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Selah 403 years and begat sons and daughters.
So Arphaxad, as I already told you, means he cursed the breast bottle, remember? This brother was done with elementary stuff by 35. Meanwhile, half of y'all are still living in your mama's basement, suckling on the teat of mediocrity. Took me a while to move out of my mama's house. I was like 30. I think a little bit over 30, 33 or so, somewhere around 32, 33. I finally moved out of my mama's house. Arphaxad was already done, already having kids and everything. Who's already established. Most High wants us to grow, stop delaying our progress, and move forward. Because what does Paul say? Back to 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. What does the Most High expect of us? Again, 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 11.
When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Put away childish things. It's time to grow up. I'm talking to the men. It's time to grow up, men. No more Peter Pan syndrome. Arphaxad was raising the next generation. Raising the next generation. While we still trying to figure out how to boil water without burning it. Now let's talk about Selah here. His name means sprout or shoot. This ain't a random plant metaphor, family. It's about growth and new beginnings. How do we know? Isaiah 11 and 1. This new beginning right here. Isaiah 11 and 1.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
Our people are supposed to be constantly sprouting new ideas, new strengths, new victories. But look at us today, family. We're more wilted than week old lettuce in the sun. It's time to water ourselves with what? The word, and grow into the mighty oaks the Most High intended for us to grow into. Just like Christ here in that 11 and 1 was the new beginning. We got to have our new beginnings in this truth, family. Once you put off the old man, that's done. No more childish things, no more worldly thinking, no more worldly behavior. Now you're a new creature. But most of us still have the stench of Babylon on us. Verse 13 here, 403 years after he had Selah. 403 years, still having kids. You know what 403 reminds me of? When I was reading this verse, 403 reminded me of something. And since I am a computer nerd, 403 reminds me of that annoying forbidden error. Like when you go to a website that we shouldn't go to, and it says 403 forbidden. That's exactly what we are doing today. We're trying to access blessings we have no business claiming because what? You're too busy sinning. Forbidden. Isaiah 59 and 2 expounds upon what I'm trying to say here. Isaiah 59 and 2. You want to know why you're not blessed? You want to know why you're still struggling even though you say you love God? Right here. Very simple.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
Isaiah is saying your sins are the roadblock between you and your God. That's why he doesn't answer your prayers or let you see his face, Israel. I love God. I love God. Why am I struggling so much? Why you don't answer my prayers? Your sins. Your sins. You still sinning. That's right, Christians. You still sinning. Oh, I got faith in Jesus. I don't got to do none of that stuff. The law done away with, blah, blah, blah. And you're wondering why you're still struggling. Your sins separate you from him. Plain and simple, right there in the word. So Arphaxad, living 403 years after Salah, shows us what? The importance of legacy and continuity. Always had trouble with that word. Continuity. Psalm 145:4. Watch this. The importance of legacy. Psalm 145:4.
One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts.
Plain and simple. But look at us now. Can't even pass down the family recipe without arguing, let alone our spiritual heritage. We're supposed to be building on the foundations laid by our ancestors, not twerking on them. That's what I went there. Sons and daughter part, diversity within unity. We're supposed to have different gifts and callings, all working together for the glory of the Most High. Paul put it expertly. 1 Corinthians. We got a lot of Paul today, huh? 1 Corinthians 12:4-6. Let Paul explain it.
Now, there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh all in all.
But instead of that, family, instead of doing that, we're out here fighting over who's the real Israelite, while the world laughs at our disunity. Oh, yes. You don't think the Most High got the world laughing at you? Just look around. They laughing at us. They make fun of us all the time. They destroy their own community. Look at these people here. They can't even come together. That's what they say about you, Israel. You are a mockery to the whole world because of our sins, because we can't come together, because we cannot work in unity as the Most High wants us to work here. This is what he's trying to tell you here in this whole chapter. Unity, not in the way of Babylon, in the way of the Lord. It's time for us to embrace our diverse strengths and unite under the banner of the Most High. Remember, the Most High has plans for us, but we got to grow up, we got to wise up, and we got to rise up. This is how we can be successful, right here. But you got to come together, Israel. No more fighting. Even in this truth, we still fighting. It's crazy to me. Even in this truth, we fighting over stupid stuff. We can't even come together, and we're supposed to be God's people. We're supposed to love the Most High, and supposedly supposed to love our people, but we still arguing. Does that make sense to you? Because it certainly don't make sense to the Most High. He's shaking his head. How you claim to love him and love your people, and you can't even agree, come on one accord? Shameful. He's shaking his head right now, man. Come on. What we doing? Fighting over stuff that's non-salvational. It makes no sense. None. Zero. But let's keep it moving. It is what it is. 14 and 15. Genesis 11.
And Salah lived 30 years and begot Eber. And Salah lived after he begot Eber 403 years and begot sons and daughters.
Oh, you thought 30 was too young for responsibility, Israelite man? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Tell that to Salah. Our ancestors went out here. They was out here continuing the chosen lineage while we can't even choose what to watch on Netflix. Uh-oh. Salah, as we know, means sprout. This brother was sprouting new life at 30. Meanwhile, half of us still trying to figure out how to keep a houseplant alive. I don't got a green thumb. Don't got a green thumb. Psalm 92 and 13. Psalm 92 and 13. This is how the Most High wants you to be.
Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God.
Planted in the house of the Lord, not in Babylon. That's how you're going to flourish, in this truth. Attached to the Most High's tree. Remember, he the vine, he's the vine. It's time for us to start flourishing. Salah was raising the next generation. Raising the next generation at a young age. It's time for us to do the same. Time to flourish. Time to stop putting it off. The responsibility. Time to be responsible. Now let's talk about Eber. His name means the region beyond or to cross over. Went over a little bit about last week. But this ain't about a geography lesson, family. It's about pushing boundaries and crossing into what? New territory. As Joshua will tell us here in Joshua 1 and 3. Again, that's Joshua 1 and 3.
Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that I given unto you, as I said unto Moses.
Boom, boom, boom. Our people are supposed to be constantly expanding our influence and claiming new ground for the Most High. But look at us now. We're more stagnant than a mosquito-infested swamp. We ain't doing nothing. We chilling. Complacent. It's time for us to finally cross over from mediocrity into excellence, family. This is what the Most High wants us to do. Stop being lazy and get to work. We've grown complacent. We lazy. It's real easy to be lazy. It's hard to be vigilant. It's real easy to be lazy though. Flesh don't want to do nothing. But we got to overcome that, family. We got to. If we want to continue the Most High and we want to spread our heritage and our legacies wherever he wants us to go, and we got to work. So Salah again lived 403 years. There's that 403 again. Most High's trying to tell us something. 403, forbidden access, remember? The Most High is saying access to life and prosperity forbidden unless you get your act together. You're not going to be successful until you get your behind together, family. This is what he's trying to tell you. Proverbs 3, 1 and 2. What does Solomon say here? Proverbs 3, 1 and 2. How do we be successful?
My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
You see? The law, commandments. That is how you get long life. That is how you prosper, family. As simple as that. Don't listen to all these heathen out there telling you how to live a prosperous life. The Most High made it simple. Very, very simple. It ain't hard, family. His yoke is not grievous. It's time to start following the Most High's commandments. Like your life depends on it, because it does. It does. 403 years again. Endurance, long-term vision. What does Hebrews 12:1 say, brother? If we go there for more about this endurance and long-term vision. Hebrews 12:1.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Modern speak. It's saying such a large crowd of witnesses is all around us. So we must get rid of everything that slows us down, especially the sin that just won't let go. And we must be determined, I repeat, determined to run the race that is ahead of us. You got to let it all go. Let go of the Babylon influence. Let it go. Stop trying to be something. Stop trying to be somebody. Let the Most High make you into what he wants to make you into. Let him mold you. You can't mold yourself. I already told you that. Let it all go. Let the materialism go. Let the greed go. Let the pride go. It is only then that your life will be on that narrow path. It is only then when the Most High will start making you flourish and prosper. Plain and simple, family. So easy. So easy. But look at us today, family. We can't even commit to a 30-day challenge without quitting. We're supposed to be running a spiritual marathon, not sprinting to the nearest fast food joint. Oh, I said it. Sons and daughters part. Multiplication and influence. We're supposed to be increasing in number and in impact. Go all the way back to Genesis 1 in verse 28. This still applies even to today. Genesis 1:28.
And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
But instead, family, instead of that, we're more concerned with our follower count on social media than our real world influence. Family, it's time to start multiplying our righteousness instead of our retweets. This is what the Most High wants us to do. Focus. He wants you to focus. Focus. Put the spiritual blinders on, family. He wants you to focus on his word. That's it. Very simple. We got to follow these ancestors' example. Longevity and legacy are the themes of these verses. So stop living like you're going to die tomorrow and start building something that'll last longer than your latest TikTok dance craze. Stop living for the day. Live for the future. Invest. Do something. Work. I don't know. Whatever it is that the Most High put on your heart to do, do it. Don't waste time. Do it. Because as we're going to learn later on in this chapter, you're going to see what impatience, or not even impatience, laziness does. So let's keep it moving. 16 and 17.
And Eber lived 34 years and begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters.
Still living, still getting kids at 34. Established at 34. Eber means the region beyond, remember? This brother was crossing over into fatherhood at 34. 34. Meanwhile, half of us, Israelite men, can't even cross over to adulthood. Yes, that's right. I'm calling you out. Immature. I was one of them. 1 Timothy 4 and 12. 1 Timothy 4 and 12. See what Paul says here.
Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity and spirit, in faith, in purity.
Paul is saying, don't let anyone make fun of you just because you are young. Set an example for other followers by what you say and do, as well as by your love, faith, and purity. I'm young compared to a whole lot of people in the truth. I'm young. I'm one of the young ones. I was getting beat in. Oh, you too young. You don't know what you're talking about, young blood. You too young. Because I was getting all this wisdom, knowledge, understanding from the Most High. They was making fun of me because I wasn't in the truth as long as they was. These people were in the truth 12 years, 13, 14, 20 years, 30 years. But they calling me a young buck. They didn't respect me. But the Most High said it right there through Paul. Don't let anybody make fun of you. You just be an example. Dust it off your shoulder. Because it's time for us to start setting examples, men. Talking to you. Eber was raising the next generation. Young. So it's time for us to start having responsibility. That's basically what it's saying. Be responsible. Now let's talk about Peleg here. His name means division, as we know from last week. And this division is about separation and distinction. 2 Corinthians 6 and 17, Paul, my brother Paul again. Paul speaking wisdom all throughout this lesson. 2 Corinthians 6 and 7, let's talk more about this separation here.
By the word of truth, by the power of God, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left.
That's 2 Corinthians 6 and 7 too?
Oh, I read that's 2 Corinthians 6.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, you said 17. Oh, my bad. My bad.
It's all good in the hood.
Yeah, we got to come out the hood. Wherefore come out among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
That's what we got to do. Our people are supposed to be set apart, holy unto the Most High Yah. But look at us now. We're mixed up with the world more than a smoothie in a blender. It's time to divide ourselves, Israel, from the ways of the heathen and stand out for righteousness. Stop trying to be like them. It's time to be like us. It's time to be what the Most High wants us to be. It's time to set an example for our brethren out there who are lost in this world. Time to be a light to them, family. That's what it's saying. There's that 430 years now. Eber lived another 430 years again. Still having kids. But you know what that 430 reminds me of? I was thinking about it. And I'm like, oh, the years Israel spent in Egypt before the Exodus. Let's read it. Exodus 12, 40 and 41. Exodus 12, 40 and 41. Check it.
Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt.
This ain't no coincidence, family. It's a reminder that even in times of division and hardship, the Most High's plan for our multiplication and Exodus is still in effect. Still in effect. You see that? You divide. You see what Paul said? Once you divide, then I'm going to receive you. Ain't that what we did with the Exodus? We divided ourselves from Egypt, and then guess what he did? He received us. Put us on the Exodus through the wilderness. Foreshadowing this all the way in Genesis. He was foreshadowing it. Again, 430 years. Symbolic of perseverance. And again, long-term vision. This is what the Most High wants us to be about. Galatians 6 and 9. Paul again.
Galatians 6 and 9.
Yes, sir.
All right. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
Don't get tired of helping others. You will be rewarded when the time is right. If you don't give up, no quitting. That's what perseverance is. But look at us today, 2024. We can't even stick to a New Year's resolution past January 3rd. We're supposed to be in this for the long haul, Israel, not sprinting to the nearest exit at the first sign of trouble. No. He had more sons and daughters again. Diversity within unity, yet again. Different gifts and callings. Paul elucidates this in Romans 12, 4 and 5. Again, that's Romans 12, 4 and 5.
For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another.
But again, we fighting over petty differences while the world laughs. Unity, family. Time to come together. Time to come together, family. No more being separate. No more isolating yourself from your brothers and your sisters. Time to come together. This is what the Most High wants. This is how, just like we was together in Goshen, in Egypt. We was all together, one big old happy family right there in Goshen. Fellowshipping and everything. That's what he wants. Stop being shy. It's time to come out that shell. Reach out to other brothers and sisters in the truth. Reach out. Come together. Be a big family. We'll keep it moving, though. 18 and 19, Genesis 11. Halfway done.
18 and 19.
18, 19.
And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years and begat sons and daughters.
30 years. Then he had Reu here. Peleg means division. Remember? Brother was dividing his time between building a legacy and raising the next generation at 30. Meanwhile, half of us can't even divide our laundry into whites and colors. Ooh. Stings, don't it? Ecclesiastes 3, 1 and 2. Again, Ecclesiastes 3, 1 and 2.
To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Men, it's time to start planting your legacy. Peleg was raising Reu. Young age, 30. He was young. Now let's talk about Reu here. Reu, his name means friend or associate. It's about relationships and alliances, family. If we go to Proverbs 18 and 24, Solomon talks about this, relationships and alliances that we're supposed to have as Israelites. Again, Proverbs 18, verse 24.
A man that hath friends must shew himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
Our people are supposed to be building strong, righteous connections, but look at us now, more isolated than a hermit with social anxiety. It's time to start cultivating godly friendships instead of just collecting Facebook friends, family. Time to get out there. Like I said before, stop being shy. So Peleg lives another 209 years. 209 years. Still having kids. At 209, that's crazy. But I was thinking about this 209. Guess what this 209 is of? It's an area code for Stockton, California. Now, Stockton, California probably has the highest crime rates in California. One of the highest. And just like Stockton, our people are out here trying to act tough. While your spiritual lives are as bankrupt as that city's finances. And it really is if y'all look into Stockton, California. Not doing too good. But look how the Most High backs up what I'm saying here. Jeremiah 9. Jeremiah 9, 23 and 24.
Thus say the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord.
Monitor. Lord is saying, don't brag about your wisdom or your strength or your wealth. If you feel you must brag, then have enough sense to brag about worshiping me, the Lord. What I like best is showing kindness, justice, and mercy to everyone on earth. Israelites, black people, whatever you want to call yourself. It's time to stop glorying in worldly nonsense and start boasting in the Most High. This is what we are supposed to be doing. 209 years shows us the importance of continued growth and lifelong learning, as Proverbs 1 and 5 would tell you. This is what the Most High wants us to do each and every day of our life. This is what he wants us to do. Proverbs 1 and 5, plain and simple.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
We're supposed to be constantly growing in wisdom and understanding, family, not stagnating. Not being complacent, not being lazy. Again, the sons and daughter part again. You see, the Most High keeps repeating these things. Multiplication and influence. Isaiah 54, 2 and 3. Another couple of verses about this. Most High is trying to knock it into your heads, Israelites. Isaiah 54, 2 and 3.
Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited.
Most High said, make your tents larger. Spread out the tent pegs. Fasten them firmly. You and your descendants will take over the land of other nations, and we will. You will settle in towns that are now in ruins, and we will. Because the Most High going to destroy all these things. All this place is going to be destroyed. That's a future prophecy, family. But we're supposed to be doing that today, too. We got to be spreading our influence. We got to be waking up our brothers and sisters, telling them who they are as Israelites. They get mad, it is what it is. But the blood off your hands. It's how it's supposed to be, family. Let's keep it moving. Y'all starting to see this blueprint, right? You're starting to see it. I pray y'all are, because this is what the Most High wants us to be like. 20 and 21, brother.
And Ru lived 230 years and begat Serug. And Ru lived after he begat Serug 207 years and begat sons and daughters.
32. Young again. Ru wasn't out there playing video games and swiping left like a Tinder. He was building a legacy, family. Sarug wasn't just another kid. He was part of the lineage of promise. What are you building? Israelites, what are you building? High scores on Candy Crush? Come on now. We got to be building something for our kids and our kids' kids and their kids' kids behind them. A legacy. Psalm 127, 3-5. This is how the Most High wants you to treat your kids. Psalm 127, 3-5.
Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate.
So children are supposed to be like arrows in the hand of a warrior. But to most Israelites, you're more like quivers of empty excuses. Every excuse in the book, I heard it. I've heard it. Trying to wake up our people. I've heard it. "207 years Ru lived after Sarug, after having him. That's longer than your average commitment to anything, Israel, that doesn't involve a screen. Ru was out here begatting like it was a professional sport. Let's face it. As I've already said, most of y'all can't even commit to a New Year's resolution for 207 days. So let me throw some knowledge at you. Ru lived those extra 207 years, still active, still increasing his legacy, still multiplying. He didn't retire, kick up his feet, or whine about how life is so hard. He was active. What's your excuse, Israelites? Xbox server down? Uh-oh. Oh my God. End of the world. I can't get online, Xbox. Let's say Ru's living today. At 32, he'd be a CEO, father of 10, running a foundation, while you're struggling to get promoted to your assistant manager job at your dead-end job. Uh-oh. Let's see what the Most High wants us to do. Proverbs 10:4. Proverbs 10:4. I will read it. Okay. And it reads, laziness leads to poverty. Hard work makes you rich. Read that in my modern terms. Or he becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. You see this? No laziness. That's right. Ru was diligent. But you slackers out there wouldn't know diligence if it smacks you upside the head. The hand of the diligent makes rich. Not rich in Ferrari driving, gold, I ain't got no stealth bling. No, sir. Rich in what? Legacy. Most High don't care about that outward stuff. The hidden symbolism is not so hidden, family. It's plain as daylight. This lineage stuff is about continuation. It's about perseverance and influence. It's a spotlight on how our forefathers weren't quitters. Meanwhile, most of us today can't even finish a Netflix series before moving on to the next. Guilty. I'm guilty of that. I got some work to do. Deuteronomy 7:6. Here's what the Most High says we are. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Did you hear that, Israel? Chosen, holy, special. But are you living up to that today? Hell no. Time to shift from living life like half-hearted placeholders to embodying the chosen people that you are. Time to live up to your potential. legacy, perseverance, diligence, and commitment to the Most High's commands. Those are the lessons from these two verses. We got to snap out of this spiritual stupor, this slumber that we're in, and start acting like the descendants of Israel, not descendants of slackers. And I know I got some work to do on that. So it's time for us to start living with purpose, or get the hell out of the way. Because we ain't got time for dead weight when it comes to the Most High's plan. Buck up or buck off, Israel. This train ain't stopping for nobody. It's gonna keep going. You better jump on while you can, or you're gonna miss it. 22 and 23. Let's keep this lineage going.
And Serug lived 30 years and begot Nahor. And Serug lived after he begot Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters.
So Serug lived 30 years, had a son named Nahor. Pretty straightforward, right? Wrong. Serug ain't just making babies for fun, family. Nahor is part of the chosen lineage. Serug, as we already know, means branch or shoot. In other words, he's part of the root that brings forth branches of righteous legacy. Nahor is one of them. But for the majority of our people, their empty-headed modern-day antics got us living as mere stumps of what could have been fruitful trees. Psalm 1 and 3 speaks on this. Again, that is Psalm 1 and verse number 3. Most High not being gentle with y'all today. No, sir.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doth shall prosper.
You know what that means, family? It means we, the chosen people of Israel, are supposed to be like trees, prosperous and fruitful. But for the majority of you, more like dry twigs snapping under a little pressure, scrolling through Instagram when you should be building your legacy. So Serug lived 200 years after he begat Nahor here. 200. Serug didn't just create one Nahor and call it quits. No, he lived and begat more sons and daughters. That's diligent, continuous legacy building. What's your excuse, Israelites? Now, Nahor means snorting or breathing hard. And don't even start with your giggles. Nahor symbolizes vigor and life. Unlike you couch potatoes with your heavy breathing from walking to the fridge. Nahor represents the strength and life force. We need to carry the torch of Israel's legacy. Strength, family. Proverbs 12 and 24. More on this. Proverbs 12 and 24. Look at this. Look what the Most High is trying to tell you. He's trying to tell you something today, Israel. Are you going to listen?
The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute.
Modern terms, and it's brutal. Work hard and you will be a leader. Be lazy and you will end up a slave. Woohoo! Woohoo! Woo! Boy, hit you like a box of bricks. Be lazy and you will be a slave. Look at our people today. Are we not still slaves? Most High's telling us time to work. Time to work. Stop being lazy. Get up your behind and do something. That's what he's telling you today. Bear rule. That's what he's telling us. The diligent are meant to rule, but you in your laziness are destined to be a slave, paying homage to mediocre lives. Instead of whining about how life's unfair, like a lot of us do, maybe take a leaf out of Serug's book and plant one of your own. So the hidden symbolism here is all about legacy. Sarug and Nahor ensure the continuation of our righteous lineage. And what are you doing? Binging Netflix and crying about modern woes when you should be carrying on the legacy that our foremothers and our forefathers fought for. We got a lot of people out there, I don't want to have no kids. I don't want to have no kids. I don't want to have no kids. Imagine Sarug and Nahor today. Sarug would be a multi-generational entrepreneur, building empires while mentoring the youth. Meanwhile, you're living paycheck to paycheck, thinking you're enlightened because you read a motivational quote on Twitter. Whoopsie daisy. Watch this, family. Deuteronomy 30 and 19. Some of y'all probably know about this verse. For others, listen. Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before your life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Most High is saying, will you choose for the Lord to make you prosperous and give you a long life? Or will he put you under a curse and kill you? He's telling you to choose life. Stop being lazy. The word is calling you out. Choose life for you and your seed. Legacy, diligence, righteous living ain't just fancy words. You better live it. You think you got it tough? Whining about how you can't catch a break? Take action. Follow the divine examples of our forebears who relentlessly pursued their God-given roles despite obstacles. So what's it going to be, family? You're going to keep wallowing in digital distractions and excuses? Or rise up to your true identity, building and expanding the legacy of the chosen people? Enough with the BS. We need a revival of Sarug and Nahor spirit in each and every one of you. Start living your God-ordained purposes. Be diligent, fruitful, and unapologetically Israelite. So the Most High is saying, get off your lazy behinds. Wake up and start building the legacy you are meant to. Or step aside because mediocre time is over. And you can see it all around your family. It's over. The Most High rousing these people up. You going to be lazy and let them come for you? Or you going to be proactive and prepare for the inevitable? Because it's going to happen. There ain't no if on this. It's when. 24 and 25. Let's keep it moving.
And Nahor lived 29 years and begot Terah. And Nahor lived and he begat Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters.
Now he's 29 years old. Again, Nahor, snorting or breathing hard, represents strength and vigor. And he got Terah. So let's see what Terah means. Terah means delay or stationary. Uh-oh. What does that tell you? This isn't just about lineage. It's a warning, family. It's a cautionary tale for the lazy bastards out there who are stuck in a rut, hoping life will just magically get better while you channel surf. These are for the people who are complaining about life, but doing nothing, taking no action, and just hoping things will just get better magically. It'll fall out of the sky. No. What does James say? 2 and 17. We all know about this verse. 2 and 17. What are we going to do? What we got to do, fam?
Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone.
Dead. You hear that? Faith without works is dead. You jokers are like Terah, sitting on your behinds, delaying progress, waiting for miracles while doing nothing. Nahor snorted and breathed life hard. Terah just sat around, kind of like most of us. Ooh. Genesis 11:25. So he lived another 119 years. So Nahor lived another 119. and produce more sons and daughters. Notice the repetition, family. Generation after generation, building and expanding. But most of us just trudge along, barely reproducing excellence in our own lives, let alone generations. I mean, just look. I mean, look at us. Look at the progress we have as a people worldwide. Do you think the Most High would call this progress? As he looks upon our people today, would he call it progress? Kissing up to the man, juking and jiving, tap dancing for massa. Do you think that's progress? You think our people fought out of slavery to just be brought right back to it? So Nahor snorting created Torah, a delay. It's a struggle, a fight between energy and lethargy, between moving forward and stagnate. And guess what? Most of us are Torah personified. I know I am. I got the whole laziness and procrastination thing down to a T. Very good at it. So the Most High calling me out right here. I am Torah personified. 2 Thessalonians 3:10. What does Paul say here about people like this?
For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
Don't work, don't eat. Isn't it rich that Torah or terror nearly rhymes with error? A cosmic error sitting on the couch. That's what most of us are. Delaying our own progress with our sedentary lifestyles. Most High calling me out. Get out of your spiritual stagnation. Stop being lazy. Picture Nahor today. He'd be a fitness trainer, motivational speaker, pushing limits, breathing life into every project. Terror? He's your average Joe, wasting time watching reruns, delaying his own success, and blaming everyone but himself. Woo. 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 Proverbs 12:27 further emphasizes this. Most High calling me out, family. I'm just letting y'all know. Proverbs 12:27.
The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious.
Anyone too lazy to cook will starve, but a hard worker is a valuable treasure. Ooh. Ooh. Slothfulness gets you nothing. Nahor was a diligent man, and that diligence is what brought forth life and legacy. Not like us, barely managing to microwave last week's leftovers and wondering why you aren't blessed. The names and years signify family, vitality versus delay and stagnation. You've got the legacy of Nahor, but the stagnation of terror. You have to make the choice to be Nahor, not terror. Hebrews 6:12. Again, that's Hebrews 6:12.
That ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises.
Don't be lazy. Quit being slothful. Be like Nahor, full of life and vigor, not the terror type error, sitting idly. So the Most High wants us to get off our couches, tear ourselves away from screens, and start building something with your life. Maybe get a job, a skill, something. Stop being content with mediocrity and aimlessly delaying your progress. So the message here, Break out of the Terah era phase. Adopt the vigor of Nahor. Breathe life hard into your endeavors and create a lasting legacy for Israel. Our ancestors didn't survive and thrive in vain for you to be spiritually lethargic pile of procrastination. Ooh. Ooh. So what's it going to be, family? The breathing vigor of Nahor or the delayed era of Terah? It's time to rise or stay buried in your excuses. The choice is yours, family. This is what the Most High is trying to get into you. I know it's a hard listen. Trust me, it's hard for me. And I got to be the one talking about it. It's a hard list. But we take it and apply it. Watch the blessings roll in. Verse 26, brother. Genesis 11.
And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran.
So let's first talk about Terah again, that lazy behind, who delayed progress and remained stationary. If you've been paying attention, you'll notice he's now finally getting off his behind at age 70. Age 70. So from his point of view, he said, hey, I think I'll have some kids now that I'm half dead. Ooh, ooh. You see, folks, Terah's name, again, translates to delay. This man is literally an embodiment of procrastination. At 70 years old, he finally decides to pop out some kids. Kind of like us, waiting until the last minute to do anything worthwhile with your life. Back to Paul again, Ephesians 5, 15 and 16. Ephesians 5, 15 and 16.
See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Paul is saying, act like people with good sense and not like fools. These are evil times, so make every minute count. So you got Abraham, you got Nahor, you got Haran. 3 names, 3 pillars of meaning, and they ain't there just to fill the page. So let's break it down. Abraham, or Abram, means exalted father. This name isn't just a fancy title, family. It is prophetic, as we know. Abram is destined to rise above the main name, to be set apart as an exalted forefather of a great nation, which is us, Israel. Abraham is that go-getter, the hustler. We're out here bumming on our couch, wondering why our life is crap, while Abram is out there making history. How did he make history? Romans 4 and 3. Paul again. Paul, you got the wisdom today. Romans 4 and 3.
For what saith the scripture? Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness.
See that? Faith in the Most High. He had faith in the Most High. So now we got another Nahor. Same name as the granddaddy, who was all strong. This Nahor is a snorter, not in the cocaine sense, family, but as someone who is robust and lively, as I've told you before. Yet don't mistake this strength for righteousness. Nope. This dude settled in Haran, Idleville, if you want to call it, and went ahead worshiping his little statues. Shows you can be strong and still be stuck. And then we got Haran, whose name means mountaineer or barren. Long story short for this guy here, he didn't make it. He died young. What's the symbolism here, family? All effort, no fruit. Like many of these modern day slackers who start a million projects and finish none. Ooh. Ooh. So in today's time, Terah will be that procrastinating excuse maker who finally, in his twilight years, drags himself out of a revel. Remind you of anyone? Abraham is a go-getter, the ambitious visionary. Yeah, we all got a friend who's always hustling. Nahor is the strong but misguided relative. For some of you, that's your mooching gym bro who's spiritually dead. And then you got Haran here. He's the one who has potential, who flames out. Your buddy with the grand plans who never materializes anything. So listen, family. The names tell a story about dynamics and progress and stagnation. Don't be like Terah, who delays until he's nearing death. Be like Abram, who takes hold of his destiny and walks in faith. Avoid being Haran, who don't start strong only to collapse midway. And certainly don't be like Nahor II, strong yet spiritually void. These ain't just names. These are archetypes, lessons about our own potential, pitfalls, and destiny. Which one are you going to be? The whiny procrastinator, the half-baked project starter, or the exalted father who changes the damn world? Back to Solomon, Proverbs 13 and 4. It's like we flip-flopping out of Solomon and Paul today. Proverbs 13 and 4.
The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat.
Solomon is basically saying this. No matter how much you want, laziness won't help a bit. But hard work will reward you with more than enough. So it's time to ask yourself, family, are you Terah, Nahor, Haran, or Abram? Don't wait until your twilight years to make a difference, family. Get your act together and choose wisely now. Be the exalted father. Be the transformation you want to see. Back to Genesis 11, 27 and 28. Hope it's making sense, family. I hope it's cutting you, because I'm getting cut. I need Band-Aids. I'm getting cut right now.
Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran, and Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees.
So let's break it down. These are the generations of Terah. Another genealogical list. So dry, most of you will probably glance over it faster than a Kardashian scrolling through Instagram. I did when I first read Genesis. I was just scrolling through all these things. I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. That's what I did. I ain't gonna lie about it. Proverbs 15 and 14. This is what the most I want you to know about these names. Proverbs 15 and 14.
The heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on the foolish.
Anyone with good sense is eager to learn more, but fools are hungry for foolishness. So yes, you heard that right. Stop whining about these genealogies being boring. They're recorded for a damn good reason. These lines carry important roots that ground our identity, not some pointless celebrity gossips. So you got Terah, you begat that Abram, Nahor, and Terah. We've already torn apart Terah in his name and delay. Now, what's so interesting about this family group? Abram, Nahor, Haran. We talked about them before. Abram is a star. Nahor is a strong but astray. And Haran, the quick burnout. His family tree is like a reality show of ambitions, strengths, and failures. And Haran begot Lot here. Now we introduce your boy Lot. Oh, boy Lot. The clueless, bumbling fool. That's who Lot is. Lot, if you didn't know, means veil or covering, as in someone who can't see the full picture. Spoiler alert, Lot's life is full of bad choices and naivety. Just like a lot of us, when we didn't see the big picture. A lot of failures. Lot will be that cousin of yours who gets the inheritance and then blows it all on get-rich-quick schemes, family. Just to bring it to a modern term. He's the epitome of why you don't entrust a kid with a loaded firearm. Too much potential for disaster. Back to Solomon again, Proverbs 12. I know y'all probably tired of Proverbs. Proverbs 12 and 15.
The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearketh unto counsel is wise.
Fools think they know what is best, but a sensible person listens to advice. That's what the Most High wants you to do. Stop going after these crazy people talking nonsense. So Haran died here. Now, Haran didn't just die. He died before his father in Ur of the Chaldees, a place known for idol worship. Dying before daddy, that's embarrassing. And in Ur, that's symbolic of being consumed, swallowed by idolatry, like choking on your own stupidity. Here's what the Most High thinks of these idols. Psalm 115, 4-8. How worthless it is to worship these things. Psalm 115, 4-8.
Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them, so is everyone that trusteth in them.
Everyone who made the idols and all who trust in them are just as helpless as those useless gods. Whew. Most High ain't pulling no punches. That's what he's telling them right here. So family, these genealogies are screaming for us to stop the cycle of mediocrity and aimlessness. Don't be the clueless investments of Lot, the spiritually numb bodybuilder of Nahor, or the unproductive Haran. Instead, be like Abram. Strive for greatness. Excel and be counted among the righteous. And why do we do this? Our brother Paul, Paul again, 1 Corinthians 9-24. We'll tell you why we do this.
Know ye not that they which run a race all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain.
Many runners enter a race. Only one of them wins the prize. Is it going to be you? Run to win. Don't quit. You're in this truth for a reason, family. Do not bow out because it's getting hard. Remember, our heritage, our lineage is no joke. It's a roadmap to our destined purpose. So let's freaking act like it, family. No more laziness. Most High tells you to wake the hell up. Take charge of your destiny. The Most High didn't give us these examples to bore us. He gave them to teach us. So learn, adapt, and rise to your true calling. Be the exalted father. Be the towering figure who lifts Israel from the depths of confusion and senseless living into what? Glory and righteousness. This is what it's about, family. Live up to your true calling. Live up to your destiny as Israel. Stop wallowing in laziness, procrastination. Do something. Let's keep it moving. 29 and 30. Almost done.
And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife, Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren. She had no child.
So breaking it down here, Abram and Nahor took them wives. So Abraham and Nahor, two strong potential warriors of Israel, took wives. Let's emphasize, took wives. Active as hell. Not some passive Netflix binging. Soy boys, as they would call them today. Soy boys. Proverbs 18:22. What does it say? Again, Proverbs 18:22. What does it say about us men?
Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
Find, not sit and pray and hope she falls from the heavens. Find. Active. No laziness. You see how the Most High made it? You got to be active. You got to be looking. So Abram got himself Sarai, and we'll get to her name next. So pay attention. So her name translates to princess. But oh boy, this ain't some Disney fairy tale princess waiting for Prince Charming. Oh no, she's a queen in the making. But here's the kicker. She's barren. She's got everything but that one thing, which symbolizes untapped potential. And don't our people know about those? Isaiah 54:1. What does the Most High say about this? Isaiah 54:1.
Sing, O barren, that thou didst not bear. Break forth into singing and cry aloud, thou that did not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord.
Most High is saying, sing and shout. Even though you have never had children, the Lord has promised that ye will have more children than someone married for a long time. Woo! Here's the deeper part. You, Israel, are Sarah, full of potential, but seen as barren due to your own disobedience. Think about that. So now we get into Nahor's wife, Milcah. Her name means queen or counsel, suggesting she's got some wisdom to her. The daughter of Haran, linking all this family drama into one big soapy saga here. Not the discount Telenova crap, mind you. This is meaningful. So Milcah, being Nahor's wife, shows how spiritually strong unions were seen as essential in our lineage. So what does that mean? Our relationships today need to aspire to that level of strength and wisdom. Stop settling for meaningless hookups. That's what it's trying to tell you. Find yourself a relationship like this. Strong, wise. This is what it's telling you. Men, talking to you. Stop falling for the airheads out there. We got no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding. And get you a woman who has strength. And get you a woman who has wisdom. So we already mentioned Sarah's barrenness, but let's hammer it home real quick. Barren, not worthless, not cursed, just delayed in her promise. And patient Israelites, y'all need to understand that. Psalm is going to talk about this. Psalm 113:9. Watch this. Look what David had to say about these. Psalm 113:9.
He maketh the barren woman to keep house, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord.
When a wife has no children, he blesses her with some and she is happy. Shout praises to the Most High. So Sarah's barrenness is a test, just like your endless waiting and struggles are a test, Israel. But if you stay steadfast in your faith, your breakthrough is coming. Your barren seasons, family, your delays, they are not forever. Like Sarai, God has plans. And if you don't recognize that, you're as blind as those sheep following Eurocentric Christianity. Just like those Israelites following Christianity out there. just as blind as them. So in today's terms, family, would you still view barrenness or your struggles as a curse? Or will you accept it as a delay with divine purpose? Stop looking at these Instagram influencers out there and start reinforcing your faith. Because as I told you before, the Most High is going to give you peace and not evil. It's going to give you a hopeful ending, filled with hope. So don't be like those other Israelites who are crying over temporary setbacks. Stand up, embrace your potential, and take charge, just like Abram and Sarai did. Be that powerhouse union, forming a foundation for our nation, even if you're going through a barren phase. So quit thinking like these heathens out here, believing struggles are eternal punishments. Your setbacks are setting you up for a greater return. Barrenness is a phase, not a permanent state. Stay strong, get wise, and lay down the foundation for the generations to come. Act and live like the royalty you're destined to be, Israel. Get out of that mindset. You got to let go of that Babylonian thinking and start thinking like this. And we finish it up with 31 and 32. All praises.
And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, and his son Abram's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran.
So breaking this down, let's get this straight. Terah, as we all know, the patriarch, took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, and his daughter-in-law Sarai. As we already know, Terah means delay. Could it be more symbolic? Terah was symbolic state of delay. That delay symbolizes our journey, family. A long, torturous slog through adversity and setbacks, but always moving forward. In Lot, his name, as I told you before, covering or veil, hinting at what? Hidden truths and uncharted paths along the way. Sarai, our princess, is in the mix because you can't have a royal bloodline without her. So they went forth from Ur into the land of Canaan. Ur, as we all know, of the Chaldees, a place of idolatry and false worship. Compare that to today's modern Babylon. Consumerism, false doctrines, mind-numbing entertainment. We all know about that. It's all a system destined to keep us spiritually dead. The Most High wants us to come out of her. So just like they left Ur, we need to exit from this spiritual cesspool of modern Ur. Detox from mainstream BS and get back to our roots. The land of Canaan, which symbolizes our true inheritance and divine promise. So look at this though. They paused in Haran, dwelling there for a while. Haran means parched, burnt. Remember, barren. This is the wilderness. The trials and tribulations that test your faith. Remember, it's the exact same thing with our ancestors who went out of Egypt. Did they not leave out of Egypt and they went on their wilderness just like this little journey here? Terah delayed. They delayed their journey here before they got to the land of Canaan, just like our ancestors did before they went to the promised land. You see, the Most High is foreshadowing right here, family, the Exodus, right here, right there. The trials, the tribulations, they test your faith. Pause in Haran is at an intermediate stage where you're being refined by the fire. We're in our wilderness now. We're being refined right now, family. That's why you're going through all kinds of setbacks, trials and tribulations, going through hell because the Most High is refining you to be who you are destined to be. Because let's link that up with Deuteronomy 8 and 2. Watch this. Deuteronomy 8:2.
And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldst keep his commandments or no.
So much like that, we go through our wilderness experiences being tested and purified, just like now. It's uncomfortable as hell, but necessary. So Terah's long life, ending in Haran, signifies the end of the delay. The end of one chapter in the coming of a new and divine promise. He lived, delayed, for 205 years, representing the exhaustive stretch of setbacks. His death signifies the close of one era and the transition into another phase. How do we know? Colossians 3:3. Colossians 3:3.
For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God.
Y'all see that? Hid. Was not Lot along with them? Was not Lot with them? Hid, covering, veil. Huh? What? Is that not a foreshadowing? So the death of Terah is symbolic. Death to the old man, old systems, and old ways. The end of spiritual stagnant state, and signals the necessity for movement forward. We died of the old man. Now we're one in the new creature of who? Christ. That's what this whole journey right here is symbolizing for y'all. So this is Genesis 11, 31, 32. Isn't some idle recounting of ancient travels. It's a blueprint for your journey out of spiritual delay and into divine promise. Your Ur of the Chaldees ain't serving you. Move. Your Haran is testing you, refining you. Endure. Your Terah needs to die for the Abram in you to rise. Embrace it. Stop playing around with childish spiritual crumbs and embrace your heritage, your purpose, your destiny. Get your behind out of Ur, endure your Haran, and claim your Canaan with the ferocity of a truly awakened Israelite. Stay strong, push forward, and ditch that spiritual dead weight now. Your greatness demands it. And with that, I end my lesson. All praises and great glory to the Most High Yah for allowing me to expound this powerful chapter to you guys. I hope you guys were spiritually fed like I was. I got the itis right now. I need to sit back and lay back. Give all praises and great glory again to the Most High for you guys to listen to this. I pray that we make it to the next week. We're going to continue in Genesis chapter 12. Until the next time, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.